Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Revenue Cycle Decoded podcast. My name is Gina Cornett, and I am your host, and we're talking about all things healthcare revenue cycle. In a few episodes ago, I talked about AI and how it is impacting the world of revenue cycle and the jobs that are going to disappear, perhaps, or change. And so I thought it might be fun to do a part two of that topic and talk about what the jobs of the future might look like. And so for this episode, I asked my buddy ChatGPT, who knows many, many things, what the jobs of the future might be in healthcare revenue cycle. So we're going to talk about what ChatGPT is forecasting. Before we get started, hit that like and subscribe button and share this video with a teammate or a colleague. All right, now let's get started. So, as we all know, the integration of artificial intelligence into healthcare revenue cycle management isn't just coming on the horizon or the future, it's already here. And it is going to transform our industry and the way that we work. And it's going to enhance efficiency, but it's going to completely reshape the job landscape. And there's going to be some elimination of current jobs. And there's going to be new roles and new jobs and new responsibilities. And so the time to start preparing is now. If you start asking yourself, when should I start preparing for AI and its impact on revenue cycle and perhaps my job? When is now a good time? That's right. So here are the forecasts of ChatGPT into what the job roles in revenue cycle in the future, next 5 to 10 years, might look like. The first one is AI integration specialists. And this would be professionals who work with AI to make sure that those AI technologies can be seamlessly incorporated into revenue cycle processes. So, job roles and key responsibilities might include assessing current revenue cycle workflows to identify opportunities to integrate AI into the system. This is already happening. And then collaborating with AI vendors to tailor solutions customized to the organization's needs. Again, this is happening already. And ensuring interoperability with AI systems and existing healthcare information systems. As AI adoption accelerates and more organizations look at how they can incorporate AI into their existing workflows and systems, these types of roles are going to become more and more important, and they are going to require experts to oversee the integration. And that means people who are expert in the current hospital system and then who also understand AI and how to work with it. And then those people will be able to ensure that AI tools complement and enhance those existing processes without disruption. Last thing you want to do is incorporate a new process and the whole system breaks, right? So these specialists are going to be very, very important. Another role that ChatGPT forecasts could be important in the future is predictive analytics managers. And again, predictive analytics are becoming a big topic in revenue cycle management because it helps us all if we can predict, for example, what payers are going to do with our claims. So these specialists will leverage AI-driven data analytics to forecast financial trends and optimize revenue cycles. They will utilize AI to analyze large data sets for predicting patient influx, billing patterns, reimbursement rates, denial patterns, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, we can take that data and we can get a ton of information from it and then predict future trends. Then they will also assist us to help develop strategies based on those predictive insights to enhance cash flow and reduce claim denials, and collaborate with clinical teams to align those operational strategies with those financial forecasts. So AI's ability to process that vast amounts of data is going to enable more accurate forecasting. We've had systems and people who are geniuses, whizzes at putting this data into spreadsheets, and AI can analyze it, super fast. But we still need the experts who need to be able to tell AI what to look for and what those trends and outcomes are that we're trying to achieve. So AI can't just operate in a vacuum. So these predictive analytics managers, whether that role is called that or something else, are going to be super important in the future. Next, and here again is another super important emerging role, and this is AI compliance officers. These are the folks who are going to ensure that AI applications in revenue cycle management adhere to regulatory standards and ethical guidelines. You may already have something akin to this role, or it may be part of your compliance officer role where you're already looking at AI and establishing policies and guardrails around use of AI in your organization. So, AI compliance officers will be responsible to monitor AI algorithms for compliance with healthcare regulations such as HIPAA, HITECH, etc. And they will evaluate AI decision-making processes to prevent biases. And we know that AI can have biases introduced and ensure fairness in how policies are applied. And then they will conduct regular audits of AI systems to maintain transparency and accountability. It's very crucial that we ensure that any AI systems that we are using or taking advantage of in our organizations are compliant and ethical. That helps us to maintain those legal and ethical boundaries so that we maintain trust and avoid any potential liabilities associated with using the systems. Another emerging field right now is AI enhanced medical coding. And we are already seeing this, medical coders who are utilizing AI tools to improve accuracy and efficiency in coding processes. Now, I'll be honest, I think this is an area that's still in its infancy. Just looking at feedback from coders who talk about AI or AI assisted coding in different forums, they feel like it's not there yet. It can really struggle with some of the nuances of medical coding. But guys, it's just going to get better and better with more data, more feedback into these systems, medical coding, the accuracy is going to improve and it's going to continue to get better. And realistically, it may eventually lead to a significant decrease in medical coding jobs. Just the traditional, medical coders reviewing the documentation and assigning the codes. It definitely could potentially lead to a decrease in those jobs in the future. However, those medical coders who are getting on board now with AI are going to have the leg up because you're already going to know how to work with the systems. And key responsibilities in these roles is going to be to employ these AI assisted coding platforms to assign those accurate codes for diagnoses and procedures, but your eyes are still going to be important to check that it's assigning the correct codes and to provide feedback when it's not. Validating those AI generated codes to ensure compliance with billing regulations, and training the systems by providing feedback to enhance their learning and accuracy. AI can automate many of those routine coding tasks, but human oversight still remains essential, especially when we're looking at complex cases and ensuring the integrity of our coding practices. The next one, and this is an interesting one, is patient financial experience designers. And again, these roles may not be titled that in the future, but this is essentially what the role is going to encompass. So These would be revenue cycle professionals who are dedicated to enhancing the patient experience related to billing and payments through AI-driven solutions. We're talking a lot about the patient experience in revenue cycle these days. It's no longer we're just going to have the patient come in, they're going to see the provider, they're going to be treated in whatever way they're treated, and then we're going to drop a bill to their insurance and bill them, right? We're really now thinking about the patient's role in this whole patient journey and what their financial journey looks like and how we can impact it positively. So some of the key responsibilities for this role will be to develop AI-powered platforms that can provide our patients with clear and accurate billing information, implementing chatbots to assist patients with billing inquiries and their payment options, and analyzing patient feedback to improve our financial communication strategies. It's very important that we improve that patient financial experience. That leads to higher satisfaction, and it also leads to our patients being more inclined to pay their patient responsibility because they understand it. And so this role is going to benefit patients and healthcare providers. The next role is AI training and support specialists. These are individuals responsible for training staff on AI tools and then providing ongoing support to maximize their utilization. So some of their key responsibilities will be to conduct training sessions to educate staff on the different AI applications that are being used in the organization and the functionality, offering technical support when we need to troubleshoot AI-related issues, and gathering feedback to recommend improvements to the AI systems. We really have to fully harness the benefits of AI, and the only way that we can do that is when we have staff who are proficient in using AI and using these systems. And so we definitely have to have those training and support roles in the background. Another role would be AI-driven revenue integrity analysts. These would be analysts who use AI to ensure that all services are billed appropriately, safeguarding revenue integrity. So essentially, what right now, while you may be using a manual reconciliation process in your organization or in your departments to make sure that all of the charges were captured correctly for the date of service and then they're being billed out correctly, AI can be harnessed to automate those processes and to automate charge capture. And so using AI to detect discrepancies between the clinical documentation and the billed services, or to make sure that every patient on the calendar for the day was charged and billed appropriately, that's going to be really important. It's going to speed up those processes. It's going to take what may be a manual process now and automate it, freeing up time. This also gives an opportunity to implement corrective actions to address any revenue leakage and to collaborate with billing and clinical teams to enhance their documentation practices. Because all of this can be automated and then detected quickly, and then plans can be formulated for this additional education and training. So this role is likely to emerge because AI can quickly identify those inconsistencies that could be overlooked manually and ensure that healthcare providers are receiving appropriate compensation. If you think about it, you might be doing that reconciliation, looking at the charges captured for the day, and trying to consider your NCCI edits at the same time. And what a chore. So looking forward to some of this being able to be automated, but then we still have to have those revenue integrity human analysts to make sure that this system is working correctly. And then what are the next steps after AI identifies issues? Another potential role would be AI strategy consultants. And this role would be consultants who advise healthcare organizations on implementing AI to optimize revenue cycle processes. So similar to our AI integration specialist that we talked about, the very first potential role of the future, these people would be outside consultants who are coming into the organization and advising because they have deep knowledge in AI and using AI in revenue cycle processes. So, for those of you who are entrepreneurial, this could definitely be an exciting opportunity for you. And the key responsibilities in this role would be assessing organizational readiness for AI adoption in revenue cycle management, developing customized AI implementation roadmaps, and measuring the impact of AI initiatives and recommending continuous improvements. Many organizations are at that point where they're interested in AI, they're looking at how it can be implemented, but they're not quite sure how to go about it. Maybe they don't know yet how best to use AI or how to use machine learning or natural language processing, which are all components of AI. And they really need somebody to help guide them through navigating those complexities so that they can take advantage of the programs. And these consultants will bring that skill set and that deep knowledge into these organizations to provide that guidance. Another role that could emerge would be AI ethics and bias auditors. So these people would essentially work with your AI compliance officers, and they would be specialists who are evaluating the AI systems for ethical considerations and potential biases. And so we could potentially have biases that could affect billing and coding. We need to make sure that there's ethical standards in financial decision making. They may be recommending policy changes to promote fairness and equity in AI-driven processes. It's going to be very, very important to continue to look for any potential biases or ethical issues in our use of AI. And so these people would work closely with those compliance officers, whereas the compliance officer is overseeing the whole strategy and policy development, et cetera, around use of AI, the AI ethics and bias auditors would then be responsible for auditing to make sure that those policies are being implemented correctly. So that's the 9 future roles that Chatbot has suggested are on their way in the next 5 to 10 years. And with several of them, we already learned that they are already here. They're already happening. The roles may not be called by these titles, but they are definitely happening in our organizations. So how can you prepare for a future with AI or prepare for one of these future roles? Well, you need to learn data analysis and AI fundamentals. When is a good time to start learning? Now. You need to start learning now. You need to understand the basics of AI, machine learning, and data analytics. That's going to just be crucial. Familiarize yourself with programming languages. If you are interested in being in one of these roles where you're working closely with AI or developing AI solutions. And you definitely need to gain a good understanding and knowledge of healthcare data standards like HL7 and FHIR so that you can ensure seamless integration of AI tools within your healthcare systems. All right, so you may be saying, I don't have a clue what any of that is. Well, you can start with an introduction to AI. AAPC does offer a course, and all right, I'll be honest, it was a little repetitive between the different modules in the course, but there is a certificate attached. There are CEUs attached if you are a member of AAPC. So it's a nice little course to get your feet wet in AI. And from there, you can start branching out into deepening your knowledge in AI in healthcare. The next thing is to enhance your analytical and problem solving skills. Start staying updated. Watch for things coming out about AI applications in healthcare. Attend workshops, webinars. If there's any certifications out there, that I'm sure there are soon going to be certifications on AI in healthcare. Start looking for those things and prepare yourself now. This ongoing education is going to help you understand how you can leverage AI to improve revenue cycle processes. And work on your critical thinking skills. I have a whole episode on why critical thinking skills is very important in revenue cycle management. It's like your superpower, right? So cultivate that ability. You need to be able to analyze complex data sets and consider actionable insights. And this is going to be a skill that is more and more valued as AI generates data and provides us with decision-making opportunities. Next, really understand those regulatory and compliance requirements. Familiarize yourself. If you don't know what HIPAA is or HITECH is, you need to understand what those two laws are and why they're important in healthcare. And stay informed about any ethical considerations of AI in healthcare, including data privacy, biases, and how that can impact AI integration. It's very important that you be adaptable and flexible and willing to learn. Becoming informed about AI trends and their impact is going to help you be able to anticipate changes and adapt accordingly. I don't want you caught unaware in 5 years when your organization starts eliminating traditional jobs and starts moving towards these new roles. I want you to be prepared to step into these new roles because they're going to be extremely valuable and important for you if revenue cycle in healthcare is where your heart is, and this is where you want your career to be. You need to be aware of the future trends and ready to step into them. Be willing to engage in pilot programs. If your organization has a pilot program going on and you have the opportunity to participate, don't fight it. Go with the flow. Learn everything that you can. This is going to give you that hands-on experience, and it's going to give the opportunity for the organization to see your commitment to innovation. And of course, always develop those interpersonal and communication skills. That is something that AI has great chatbots. They can talk to you now and sound like a real person, but you are a real person or you are a real human being, and build those relationships across departments, across different teams. Show yourself as the valuable person in your organization that you are. Work closely with IT, clinical, and your administrative teams, and learn to be able to talk about these AI related topics with non-technical and technical stakeholders to ensure that not only you understand them, but they understand them as well. So this is ways that you can start to prepare yourself for the future. But all of that said, foundational skills in medical coding, billing, revenue cycle management, those are still going to be important. You still need to understand the revenue cycle from the ground up. If you don't understand healthcare insurance, if you don't understand denials management, if you don't understand how your organization is reimbursed, you are not going to be ready to step into one of these technical roles. So build that foundation, whether you're in patient access, medical coding, medical billing, back-end revenue cycle, clinical documentation improvement, whether you're a provider, a practice manager, a revenue integrity manager, you need to understand the foundation of revenue cycle and then build on that with learning about these new AI roles, AI implementation, AI integration, and where it's going to take you, data analytics, predictive analytics, etc. Learn those future things, but build that foundation first. Because while AI and automation are great, they're going to do great things, they still need that human oversight. They need that strategic thinking and that human problem solving and that guidance. For compliance and ethics. It's going to need all of that. And that's where you step in. And as you're preparing now for these roles for the future, this ensures your value to your organization and your continued value in the workforce. So if you would like opportunities to continue to enhance your foundation in revenue cycle, I would like to invite you to check out my courses on revenuecycledecoded.com, especially my Revenue Cycle Bootcamp courses. And I have put the link in the description below. I would invite you to come onto the site, explore the different courses I'm continuing to add to, and we'll eventually have a full library of courses from beginning to the end of the revenue cycle that you can take advantage of. So continue to look for what's new. Also, for support, collaboration, education, networking, I would like to invite you to join my Revenue Cycle Bootcamp Facebook group. It's a small but growing group, and I'm looking forward to you being an important contributor there. So that's all for this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a teammate or a colleague who would be interested in the future roles in revenue cycle in healthcare. See you next time. Peace out.